Welcome. I'm in a bad spot. This way. You can see Christmas. There. Better. There. Better. Now you want to see the Christmas tree. Do you have a desk like mine that just moves anywhere you want? Just look at desk. This far. Is that better? I want an inclusion, everything, all the social media. So they connect it all. Who they're talking to. And what's going to happen to them in the future. In Malton. Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach, Canada. Apparently, I'm a talk show host now. An actor? Really annoyed? Well, you don't care, man, you don't care. Welcome. Do you have your Christmas tree up? How long have you had your Christmas tree? It looks fake. The Christmas tree or the window? Do you want to see yourselves again? The problems you already caused me since this morning? No? You're still unit 1 and 2, and I'm still in 47, so. When is the court date? Did you pass the mortgage agent exam yet? No, but I'll be sure to blame Malton and keep blaming them, right? Do you remember all that? On purpose. They're trying to ruin it. My police record, the background check I need, right, to become a mortgage agent. So let's just inclusion everybody for everybody. Yes, all the courts, all the police, everything, right? You see me here, Amy Seukeran. Every lie, right? You guys want help for narcissistic abuse because that's why you're here, right? Because you can't do it. But then you want to come on here and do what? You'd make a great talk show host because you never be quiet and you always have mouth. No, I'm going to find them. And is right. This is my name, my business. Why can't I have you charged with violence against women? You have no one to blame but yourself for threatening other people with violence. Why are you incapable of taking accountability for your actions? Yeah, you take a picture. I told you, you see me sitting here, right? One person. You? Every time you call you, you're going to show me where they are in Malton. You want permanent? You got it. You want reality? You got it. Read it again. What you just wrote. Nowhere. You're going to go nowhere. Read it again, what you just wrote. How long do you think before I can get that person? Is that a female or a male? Do you think they live in this building? Building 1? Did you see the title of the live stream? What is it? Do you want to read it out loud? We'll go over. I'm a single female living in my own apartment. I moved in January 31st, 2024, right? Apartment 47. Go, let me hear again. Who it is, where they are. How much money did you spend the past 6 years? Violence against women, violence, gender-based violence, mental health now housing. Now the shelters where the women are supposed to stay and be safe while they look for new housing when they escape their abusers from violence. All. Now the men. How many workers get paid by the hour to work for those services? How many times did I say, why are they open then? They're all charities, charitable organizations. They're all open to do what? What would happen if they closed? The money would go where? So which one? You just came onto my live stream. Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach in Canada. And you typed in, you have no one to blame but yourself for threatening other people with violence. Why are you incapable of taking accountability for your actions? After you typed, you'd make a great talk show host because you never be quiet and you always have mouth. After you typed in, when is your court date? Did you pass the mortgage agent exam yet? So I want Malton to tell me why I shouldn't destroy you, first of all. If for 6 years you've been using life coach and narcissist, and this is what you are. Yes, me to my face. You had the nerve to take my business and use it for what? You think I'm not going to fix it? Go explain this, who that is. How'd you get to the live stream? Facebook or Twitter? Are you on my business page or my personal Facebook? So how did you get onto this live stream? Oh, from your phone. That's real good, right? That's real good. I hope all the police heard that one from his phone. Yeah, I'm assuming it's a he. Financial abuse. You want me to go over that again? What it is? It's when people stop you from having money. Financial abuse of your finances, your money. They don't want you to work and have money of your own. That way, if they have control of everything you do, right? Because you have no money, so you can't leave because you have no money. You can't buy clothes. You can't buy makeup. You can't get anything because you have no money. Do you understand that? Stopping you from getting an education like your mortgage agent license because you can make money. Do you understand? I'm trying to make it simple for everyone. Are we following along what financial abuse is? Stopping people from getting food so they have to use the food bank? Is that financial abuse, do you think? Making them rent because they can't get an apartment? Do you think that's financial abuse? Not giving them receipts for renting? Do you think that's financial abuse where the money's just going down the drain? You get money back for taxes, right? You get benefits when you pay rent. So why would you not give receipts if you're a landlord? Do you think that's financial abuse? Yes or no? Having control of their food. You cook dinner for them, breakfast, lunch. You don't think that's financial abuse? They can't do it themselves? Why? Why do you think that's not financial abuse? Oh. He said, AKA he's the Trinidaddy. Monique sent him the link to the stream. She said you were a life coach, but so far I haven't seen any coaching. So Monique Struthers, right? My high school bully. She was 14, grade 9. She went to school to Morningstar with my brother. Monique and Shauna, remember that? Daniel, my narcissistic ex-boyfriend. So it's not real good. She sent the link to this guy. He hasn't seen any coaching so far. But you know, when I was in the shelter with her, all the bottles of alcohol, whoever saw her get out of the bed, that same Monique? What year was that when I was in the shelter with her? So what was she doing there? We're going over my camera that got stolen, my Pandora bracelet. That's around the same time she left, right? We were trying to figure out who did it from the room. She was my roommate. Yeah, we'll figure that out all together, I guess, for the sake of the Cawthra shelter. How about that one? Is that a good idea to make it safe for you to go back? Because weren't you banned? No? Wasn't she banned from there? No. Maybe it's a violence thing. Remember her friend Sam? I got punched in the face by her. She told me I was jealous of her boyfriend or something like that. So, yeah, let's find him too. Why not? Make sure they're not anywhere here. Remember that one? Are you making the list and counting again? Good. How many did you get? Let me hear by the end of today in Malton. No, just in Malton. It's so fun for you guys. They haven't seen any coaching. They want mothers to diaper them and powder their butt. They haven't seen any coaching because I won't give them everything for free. Can you imagine this? Why I called this place a waste? No future? Why didn't I prove it? If she was married with children, why don't you go find how many husbands and how many children she had first before 2019? If that was my Facebook, how did they find me? Yeah, speaking of all of you, remember Stephen McWhorter? He was friends on my Facebook, so it was his girlfriend, wife that messaged me, right, to take down a picture of them all those years ago. So why don't you make all these connections now that we're in 2025 in Malton? They haven't seen any coaching, so well, not, I'll do what I can do. Yeah, it's that same one. Yeah, you said me. What are my limits? None. Homelessness, housing, go for it. Food insecurity, life coaching, narcissistic abuse. What? What do you want? Still just me, right? So go, let me hear this one. All of everything. Oh, let's go back to 2019. Did you have a good Canada Day? Was there a celebration at Westwood Square? Yeah, all reality. Remember July 15th, I ended up in the shelter? That was the first time I went there in my life. Cawthra shelter. So that year, did you have a good Canada Day? July 1st? Well, do we know if Shauna is actually dead? That's still up on Facebook. So is that true or no? Did we not go over all the services, all the courts? Why is this a joke now? Because which one? I lied? Well, what's going to happen if they're actual addicts? Are you going to tell their workers? Is that reality enough? Is somebody going to do something? They're getting away with what? They have subsidies, they have free housing, nothing to worry about. I always enjoy Canada. I love Canada. It's my favorite country. I'm a true patriot. Even though I spend my winters in Trinidad, my heart still belongs to Canada, the true north, strong and free. I think you should stay in Trinidad and not come back here. You have enough problems, right? Trying to get everything all legal, rules, boundaries and borders even. Back to normalcy. Remember that one? Is that not a thing anymore? No. They want to talk about what they don't understand about calling emergency services and why they do that for no reason, much less why they did it to me and what they expected after. Are you being racist? Did you just tell me to go back to my country because I am an immigrant? This is totally offensive. Why would you say that? No, I am in reality, and if you're jeopardizing my safety and you can't understand rules of where you live, that's not my problem. You have to go somewhere where you can understand the rules of where you live. So if you're accusing me of being racist, you can't even understand that. You're on my live stream. For what reason? You live around me? You have neighbors? You live with who? Do you have children? Did I just tell you to go back to your country? What did you say? You're in Trinidad because you prefer it. You spend your winters there. So why wouldn't you just stay there? Why are you bothering other people? You spend your winters there and come to Canada to do what? Yeah, if someone attacked Trinidad because of you, would it be funny? Because Canada took it as a real threat. How about that one? Is that funny? So what should they wait for? When you actually come to the airport? Which one? My background, police background check, right? They're joking about this, but I shouldn't. Oh yeah, watch me laughing now. They can't understand the consequences of their actions, right? Let's watch in real time. I come to Canada for the summer, and whenever I get sick, I like to take advantage of the healthcare system to save money. Now, do you understand, right? The health card, the same health card, they're using it in the hospital to get a bed. They don't have to pay for housing. They don't have to worry. They're homeless. They just go use OHIP, their health card. He just said it right there. Why? I don't know why. I shouldn't say anything. Canada's beautiful. I just don't like to be cold, so I stay in Trinidad over the winter. Well, I don't see any reason why you should come here. When? It's 12:23 now. 20 minutes I've been doing this, and you've done nothing but what? Abuse me? What do you call it? Why don't you ask Monique where she's from, where she was born? Go, her parents and grandparents. Ask her where they're from. Well, if you have the opportunity, right? She's giving you so much information. Apparently, she's your life coach, right? I couldn't care less. I want the police to get all of you. If you're actual addicts, why would I? My name, my business, actual money. You want to sit here and drink? You want to sit here and rob stores? Go ahead. How much are those bottles worth of hard liquor if they're stealing them from the LCBO? Just like my camera from the shelter, the homeless shelter. Yes, let's hear you. If I have a mouth, I might as well use it right for my business. Why would you be on the street getting houses? Trying to go over how many of them have been violent to you, if you know these women? Yeah, for everybody. Yeah, let's hear. How did they get housing? What worker? Might as well tell everyone, right? So which worker? Was it KMH? Was it Canadian Mental Health? Was it Peel Housing? Which one? Well, you add on all the options as you find them. You believe it was blessing. So how did you get a house through blessing? Let's understand this. Did you have a form? What did the form look like to get your housing? Well, let's hear. Who has copies of the form? Your worker? Your landlord? You? Right now, yeah. Who has copies of it to prove it? When you say they, you have to tell me which one. Joke if you're an actual landlord. Uh-huh. Now, if that was the landlord, if he gave me receipts or all of them, how many properties did he say he had? Yeah, in real life, if he was actually doing it properly, how rich he could have been when I was staying there. Is that funny? To who? Okay, well, let's go over now. When you kept telling me about your real estate lawyer, and I kept telling you, what does that make? What difference does that make to me? Mortgage agent. If which one of them? He was the landlord from the rental in Bramalea. Same one with Jeff and Franklin. Which one? I don't know. Which one? If he had a couple of rentals and he was the landlord, which one? So who was scamming who then? Yeah, today. Sure. Don't forget about your court date. If you don't show up, you will get a failure to appear charge, and they will issue a new warrant for your arrest. Oh, that's perfect. I want you to make sure you tell everybody in this building. Maybe you can get the office to print newsletters. Can you do that? For the good of all of you. Well, after the court date, hopefully, right? Eventually, I'm going to go back to that rock to sit and smoke, right? I'm going to use that door again. Well, I don't think Unit 1 and 2 are going to move. So what's going to happen if they see me? Much less I'm still going to be living here the rest of my life. What did you think was going to happen? Let's go over where are you going Christmas shopping? If you live in Malton, where are you going to go Christmas shopping? We went over, right? If you shop in a different community, you're supporting that community. So, since we're trying to make Malton a good place, I thought, let's go over. Where do you spend your money in Malton so it sustains the community? Okay, let's go over the child care benefit. When you receive that for your kid, do you spend it? Do you give it to your kid? Do you put it away? Is your kid in charge of it? Or are you in charge of it? Depends on how old your kid is. So what's the appropriate age for your child to be responsible for it? Well, you guys are teaching budgeting and financing, right, in the schools? So what do you want me to do? If it's the same money, remember that $1 is a dollar. Does it work differently for you? Yeah, we went over why are you teaching them to get credit cards and get into debt? That's my opinion. When they go away to college, you taught them to get a credit card. Instead of teaching them to get money, spend money from their job, to go into debt and get credit. No, I still don't. So me, right? Don't ever. I told you that. Don't talk for me, right? Much less groups of you. Who talk for what reason? What is the reason of your group? I understand how many nonprofits, what they say. Yes, I do. Now I want to hear how it affects me and how you didn't destroy mine. If it's been how long in Malton? You saw me post. I opened it, right? September 13th, 2024. Today would be 1 year, the anniversary, November 13th. 1 year, 2 months that I've had it running, my own nonprofit organization. You're sitting here grinning at what? You didn't put me through financial abuse destroying it? You don't believe that? What do you believe? The same community center, remember that? Peel Region, City, Mississauga, they own it. They're the ones, you rent it through them. The manager, do you remember me going through all that? City of Mississauga? Victory Hall? How did it change? How do you rent them? If you want to hold a business, hold an event, have a business. Remember going through all the schools, how you rent them? I posted the list of schools and you went and did what with it? Used it to your advantage? But now I'm recording your children? Does that make sense to you? So who are the employees you hire to work at the hub and PLASP? They have to have their ECE? They have to have what? What qualification? Oh, sure, we'll get into the background checks the same way, right? Just like soccer and all the sports, the coaches should have background checks. But, we'll get into why you destroyed mine, the long-term effects in Malton after. Right now, what are we focusing on? Financial abuse. Okay, so all those sports and activities at community center, do you pay for them with the childcare benefit so it works out? Goes back into Malton? The arena is the same thing. It's the same place you rent it from. Why? I don't know. Let me hear again why. How many times? My whole 6 years, everything, every excuse. You're the businesses. You're asking me why? Why I have a nonprofit and I can't rent anywhere? What happened when I went to the community center and gave them the ad to put up? They were going to put it up in the library. What happened to that? Now you showed me the ad board in the Westwood Mall. You want me to go pay $15 to put my business card in there? Why? If I have to hold an event, where else is there? And then who's going to come to it? You're the same people. The community center right now, you can't understand the rules about alcohol and when you rent it and food, right? Catering, a kitchen, when you need an inspection. What do you want me to do? I told you I'm not going to follow any of you. My name, my business, right? I got a health inspection for this apartment. I bought the freezer for the nonprofit because I can't run a business from in here. I found that out after I read the lease when I moved in. So I decided to use it for the nonprofit. What did you do? How did I get ants in here? They saw I had a health inspection for this apartment, right? Peel Health, the same one you get to run a business, right? A food business. And what did you tell people? I had roaches and I got it for what? This is the reality of what you did. Why shouldn't I tell people? It's me, my business you destroyed. Where did you go run nonprofits from? Your backyard? No, I'm not. You had food trucks. How did you end up getting licenses and getting food trucks for whatever time? How did you explain to me how you did all of that? Oh, through your BIA. Right. Your BIA. So go ahead, the counselor, the mayor. 2019, who was the counselor and the mayor? Hazel McCallion is still dead, right? Why are you laughing? Which one? I don't know. Let me hear which one. That was me, right? When I wanted to run? 2026, when was the election? You didn't know that was me? Welcome. Same counselor, right? Well, now you can't deny you did it, can you? Let me take a break. I'll be back. have to work with me. I had to get a picture of my ID. So while I do that, any questions? Oh, okay, hopefully that's done. Oh, of course. Some nice fresh air for a little bit, shall we? From the window. I think that's what they're for. But who knows these days? Isn't it lucky there's no snow anymore, so you can walk freely? I don't need to wear the winter hat anymore. I don't need to wear gloves anymore. I don't know what people in Malton see when you wear a winter coat and gloves and a hat, a winter hat. You know what a toque is? That's a winter hat, right? And when it snowed. Yeah, did you see I had the hood on? That's what it looks like in Canada when you have to wear a coat that's warm and walk, because sometimes it's really cold. I don't know. If you have cars, you don't have to worry, right? If you live in Trinidad, you would never have to worry. You could walk around in bikinis. But reality, some of us have to do that, right? So we can't do our hair and then put the winter hat on and expect it to look the same when we get out wherever we're going. Maybe some people need reality checks in that way, right? Maybe they don't experience winter. They don't know what that's like. Winter boots. Remember going over that? What do you do if you go to work and you have to wear winter boots? You take the bus, you walk. Do you wear the winter boots at work if you work in an office? You take shoes. How do you take them in your purse? Reality. That's the same Christmas tree. If you join in the TikTok live streams, that's always the same Christmas tree when you see them. I started doing in the morning, right? Early morning when I wake up, TikTok live streams, and then at night, relaxation ones. So people could unwind and relax. Do you remember all of that? Stress relief at night. I started doing the live TikToks because they're recorded. So when I can record them, I was looking for a way to record them so I could put them up on all the social media. So if you see them on YouTube, now you know why, right? You can also feel free to join in, preferably without the comments and garbage, but the ones in the morning, usually, right? Because people are up early. So just to do the same thing, right? Get everyone relaxed because we're not always around relaxing people. And then on the nighttime, depending on who you're around, right? Even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, some people just need their peace. So that's why I do those, in case you ever wondered, wanted to join in and just sit there and do nothing. That is A-okay. Why do people meditate? Why do you think people meditate? What do you do when you meditate? Let's go over that real quick. Okay, and in the hospital, when they do breathing exercises, why do you think you do that? No, I'm not. Have you ever been stressed out? Have you ever had your blood pressure tested? Then why would I be sitting here lying to you? My mental health, I'm on ODSP. I told you I have lifelong nausea. How do you think I got that nausea that won't go away? Why I can't work? Well, I haven't found a way to control nausea yet. When I wake up in the morning, I've explained this, right? That's the worst. That's when I open this window and get fresh air, and you decided to come do what? So, I don't know why you guys are talking about my life and what I go through when you've just made it worse. Well, are any of you on ODSP? Should I come question you why and what you do and follow you around and attack you? Would that be more fun for Malton? How many of you questioned the Mary Jane that I smoke to relieve the nausea? But yet all of you in Malton sit here and smoke as much as you want. Do you understand? "15 minutes. Yeah, I'm supposed to sit here for an hour. Why? I'm going to end the live stream and go do what I have to do for the day. Speaking of that, I have to walk all the way up to Derry, right? Yes, money, every dollar counts. So that's where I go to get my Mary Jane. The prescription, exactly. And do you understand? You have to have a minimum and you have to order it. And it takes how long to get here? Yes, I am going to catch you up because it's legalized. Do you understand? You go there because it's legal. I'm actually nauseous, going to throw up, trying to get out of this apartment to go get it, to go walk on the street. You live in reality? Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach, Canada. Living in Malton. I can't. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time.